Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. With the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Beneficent. Hope you are all fine, good in health, enjoying life, and of course working in this time when whole of the world suffers some serious pandemic. We have been we have actually been studying the preventive pediatrics and child health, and my lectures are available on the YouTube, and when you are studying them, then I expect you to give a feedback on the WhatsApp group that we have, so that will help me to improve my services for yourself. Main thing is to make you well versed with the things. So first of all, we have seen the definitions, and then we have seen the anthropometric measurements, and then we have seen certain standards which actually help us to see that what are the standard criteria for the improvement of health in a society, in a community, in a country, and what are the factors which we are missing. And then we have to prepare yourself for sort of a management of those problems, particularly as far as the serious illnesses among the children and mothers are concerned. So every day millions of the parents seek health care for their children, taking them to hospitals, health centers, pharmacists, doctors and traditional healers, faith healers. All those people are there for treatment of the young baby who's even they don't know what is their problem, but just to increase their practice, they give them medication. Sometimes some of the healers even don't know what is the problem and where is the problem, but still they help. Then the investigators reveal that many sick children are not properly assessed and treated by these health care providers, and that their parents are poorly advised. The main reason, as I have told you, is their caliber, their capacity. Their capacity is not up to the standards, and as we do not have any type of a standard service which is easily available to those people living in such third world countries or in such parts of the world, so they are helpless to seek the advice from those healers. At first level, the health facilities in low-income countries, diagnostic support such as radiology, laboratory services are minimal or non-existent, and the drugs and the equipments are often scarce, are not even available. The drug supplies, as I have told you, are not standards, but just to fulfill the things, those are there. Limited supplies and equipment combined with an irregular flow of the patients leave doctors at this level with few opportunities to practice complicated clinical procedures. Most of the time, people with simple illnesses visit those doctors in those first level of the care facilities, and then the complicated cases are not there, and even if complicated cases come to them, they are not in a position to diagnose and treat, and sometimes complicated cases people die even without diagnosis. So instead they often rely on history and signs and symptoms to determine a course of management that makes the best use of available resources. These factors make providing quality care to sick children with a serious challenge. During 1992, the World Health Organization (WHO), in collaboration with UNICEF and many other agencies, institutions and individuals responded to this challenge by developing a strategy known as integrated management of childhood illnesses. Nowadays, the domain has been increased, and now it is called integrated management of childhood and neonatal and childhood illnesses. So neonates have been included. So newborn is the baby in the first week of his or her life. Neonates in first 4 weeks or 1 month of their lives. According to some people, neonate period goes to 40 days, but still standard definition is first 4 weeks. And then is of course the infants who have not so far celebrated their first birth first birthday. So this strategy promotes an integrated approach to manage sick children to achieve better outcome. This is a systemic approach to children health with focuses on the whole as a unit, the child as a whole, full-fledged unit. So that is where we are concerned. The integrated approach is there. It's a coordinated approach where we, first of all, we analyze the problem of the child, then we are in a position to treat the baby. Every year about 10 million children die before reaching their 5th birthday. Before 5 years of age, 10 million people die in Pakistan. Over 70% of those deaths, the vast majority occurring in the developing in Pakistan, in world. Every year about 10 million children die before reaching their 5th birthday in the world. Over 70% of those deaths, the vast majority occurring in developing or underdeveloped or third world countries, and those are due to acute respiratory tract. We have already seen that because of acute respiratory tract infections, diarrheal diseases, malaria, measles and malnutrition. So in sequence, diarrhea, second is malnutrition, and third is respiratory tract infection. Those are the leading cause of death in those children. Many well-known prevention and treatment strategies have already proven effective for saving those young kids, young lives. Childhood vaccinations have successfully reduced the deaths due to measles and other communicable diseases. Oral rehydration therapy has contributed to a major reduction in diarrheal deaths. Effective antibiotics have saved millions of children with pneumonia. Prompt treatment of malaria has allowed more children to recover and lead healthy lives, as there is no sequelae or complication after such a disease. Even modest improvements in breastfeeding practices have reduced childhood deaths, because there was no health education, no promotion, no promotion of the breastfeeding in such parts of the world. Previously people thought perhaps there was taboos, there was other thinking, perhaps the mother milk can be injurious to health. Even in the developing countries, the ladies think that if they will breastfeed their children, they will lose their beauty of the fitness and the beauty of their body. This is just rubbish, and we have to promote mothers to feed their children. While each of these interventions have shown great success, accumulating evidence suggests that a more integrated, coordinated, respective and but I can say coordinated type of approach to managing sick children is needed to achieve better outcome in such parts of the world. The child health programs need to move beyond tackling single diseases in order to address the overall health and well-being of a child. So we deal, I repeat, we deal the child as a full-fledged unit. First its nutritional status, then its other diseases, the vaccination, and then the current disease. So because many children present with overlapping signs and symptoms of the diseases, a single diagnosis can be difficult and may not be feasible or appropriate. This is especially true for first level care facilities, BHUs, RSCs, where examination involves a few instruments, little or no laboratory tests and no x-rays. Improvements in child health are not necessarily dependent on the use of sophisticated and expensive technologies or expensive medicines. It was decided to initially focus on improving care at the first level care facilities, where millions of the children are brought each day to seek health care, most of them with one or more of the major causes of illnesses and death. Most of them die with one or more of the major causes of illnesses and death. But still we can believe it that if just preventive aspects are observed at the first level care facilities, then we can save many of the children, like cleanliness, like breastfeeding, like immunization, like nutritional guidelines. We can save many of the children. So this strategy has been expanded to include all new NAIDS and renamed as integrated management of neonatal and childhood illnesses. I have already told you whether it's written IMNCI or it is written IMCI, it means the same, because now even if it is childhood, it is a neonate, even if it is a neonate, it is a child. So, but still to stress on the neonatal care, the baby who has been in first month or first 4 weeks of his her life is neonate. So the care at that level is very, very much seriously needed. In health facilities, the IMCI or MNCI strategy promotes the accurate identification of childhood illness in outpatient settings, ensures appropriate combined treatment of all the major illnesses, strengthens the counseling of caretakers, and speeds up the referral of seriously ill patients to the secondary and tertiary care facilities. In home setting, it promotes proper care seeking behavior, improved nutrition, preventive care, and correct implementation of the prescribed care. The objectives of the strategy are to reduce death and the frequency and severity of illnesses and disability associated with the major cause of the childhood diseases, to promote improved growth and development among children under 5 years of age. The foundation of IMCI strategy is chart booklet, a set of clinical guidelines for management of childhood illnesses at first level health facilities. So we have got booklets, we have been devised certain standards. What are the standards? Of course, immunization standard is there, nutritional standard is there, the preventive aspects are there, the care for early care for the diagnosis and care for the diseases is there. So all those things matter in the health of the baby. So chart booklets are available at those level, and we can have the standard guideline for those children. These guidelines are for outpatients management of priority conditions in sick children below 5 years of age. The training package enables healthcare providers at primary healthcare level to acquire or strengthen the clinical and communication skills needed to use the guidelines. The guidelines help detect more than one problem in a child during the same consultation and managing those problems through an integrated approach. I mean to say, first of all, if the baby comes through history, we can pick up that what was the problem when this baby was at her home, and what was the nutritional problem, what is the habit of the baby, what has been dragging, what he has been taking, what is the intake, what is output, what is the weight of the baby, height of the baby. After having all those anthropometric measures, then we want to know that what is the atmosphere in which this baby have been living. So knowing all this, now we are in a very, very much comfortable position to go for the definitive diagnostic test and to treat the baby. And not only to treat the baby, treat this baby as a unit. The other problems, the other affiliated problems like malnutrition, like infections, like other infections, like non-follow up of the vaccination schedule, we can correct all those problems in this baby. So this is particularly important, as many children present with more than one condition at the same time, and management of the child at first level health care facility is eventually the responsibility of same healthcare provider, who should deal with the child rather than one illness at a time. And that is where the managers are the masters of public health, are the guiders, are the public officials like district health officers, other officers. They are required. They have to give a plan for the treatment of those babies. They are not supposed to give a simple drip to the baby having diarrhea and go home. They are not supposed to give a simple antibiotic to the baby. We have to see the nutritional status of the baby. We have to see the vaccination status of the baby. We have to see the cleanliness status of the baby. We have to see the other baby living in the same house. So this emphasis is also given to assessing feeding practices and malnutrition. As I have told you, the clinical approach therefore includes dealing not only with ill condition but also with risks and promoting health. So good feeding practices include breastfeeding. IMNCI protocol also contains routine screening for immunization status of all sick children seen. The advantage of delivering all this content package is in just one course is substantial because the target healthcare provider is the same who offers those services at primary healthcare level. IMC chart is available and indicates the three traditional components of IMNCI include both preventive and curative elements that are implemented by families and communities as well as by healthcare facilitators, healthcare providers. IMNCI is meant to move along the two tracks of the health system and community respectively while promoting the establishment of strong links between the two. Much emphasis is given to capacity building, to training of the health healers, to training of the associates of the health healers, to training of the health workers, the training of the dispenser, the training of the medical technician. All associates of the healthcare providers are to be trained. This strategy has three main components: improving the healthcare providers' skills. One, mostly refers to the clinical and communication skills, and covers both pre-service education and in-service training, public and private sector. All those people are to be trained. For example, diarrhea, management of diarrhea, first diagnosis of the stages of the diarrhea, then management of the diarrhea. So we need to train our healthcare providers and their associates, and then they are in a position to help the baby to first diagnose the diarrheal seriousness of the diarrhea, and then to treat it at the public level or at the private level. Improving the healthcare systems to deliver IMCI. This concerns policy, planning, management, financing or organization of work and distribution of the tasks of health facilities, human resources, availability of drugs and supplies, referral monitoring and health information system. So all those things are components of the IMNCI. Supervision and evaluation and research, all those things are components of the IMNCI. And third is the improving family and communities child health practices that we have to see. We have to arrange training programs of the parents. We have to arrange the training for the mothers. We have to arrange certain training programs for the health workers working in those areas. We have to may involve the political people, we may involve the administration. So this currently refers to 12 key family and community practices that, if properly promoted and adopted by targeted communities, would potentially contribute in improving child health survival, growth, development and age expectation. So managing the meaning and concept of IMNCI, we actually have to the study word by word the integrated approach of the IMNCI. So we have to study word by word integrated management childhood illnesses. So first of all, integrated refers to a number of characteristics of, I've already told you, the coordinated approach, a coordination, a sort of a correlation, a relation between the health workers and then between the parents and the community workers and the health healers. So integrated refers to a number of characteristics of strategy in addition to proposed management approach. The ultimate aim of this integration is for the children under 5 years to receive holistic care, whether at home, in community or at the health facility. It is integrated because it is meant to bring together curative, preventive and developmental aspects of the child care into one strategy. I have already told you it is supposed to be managed and coordinated by a committee that draws on managers and experts from different key public health areas. It enables the clinical management of priority public child health problems through a standardized, fully integrated approach based on clinical guidelines presented in just one training course package, and it aims at creating a continuum of care between healthcare system services and the care providers in the community. And then is the management here should be seen as having both a clinical and public health, meaning the IMNCI clinical management adopts a syndromic approach where signs and symptoms are the entry point. I mean to say that through signs and symptoms we have to see all aspects of a baby's health, not simply the disease for which signs and symptoms are there. All aspects of the baby's disease, the nutritional aspect, the immunization aspect, the cleanliness aspect, the other aspect, the family's social aspect of the family, the financial aspect of the family. So the entry point is signs and symptoms. So cases are classified into defined categories of severity based on the presence or absence of a few key signs and symptoms. The main emphasis is on the resulting action. The classification have the purpose of enabling the primary healthcare providers to select a management plan rather than make a precise diagnosis, which would often be impossible at that level based only on clinical grounds and the assessment of few signs. Thus, a sick child is classified into one of the three main categories highlighted with a color code. First of all, red indicated severe conditions which need urgent referral to an inpatient higher level care facility. Yellow indicating situations that can be managed at the healthcare center, often with drugs, but that require definite follow-up and of course supervision of qualified healthcare providers. And then green indicating mild conditions which require simple home care and improvement in health status of the baby. Apart from the clinical management of the sick children, many things have to be in place to deliver child care both in health system and in the community. These aspects of the health care represent the public health meaning of management. Then is the childhood. Childhood refers to the children below 5 years of age. By definition, child reaches 12 years at 12 years of age to the puberty, but as we have already seen, but still we would say that childhood over here in IMNCI we will focus mainly on children below 5 years of age, which is the most vulnerable age group of the illness and death. In investing in this age group gives also great rewards for their future development and the society as a whole by improving the health of the babies and their lifespans. So they are the current targets of IMNCI. It is the same age group that was originally targeted by such programs as the control of diarrheal diseases, of the acute respiratory tract infections, of the malnutrition. At the beginning, the global IMNCI clinical guidelines did not cover the first week of life, but several countries in this region decided to include this period by also in their adopted guidelines. So much of the work currently being undertaken to address the issue of the neonatal health as well. It is used, illness, it is used in public health terms to address conditions that are a major cause of death, severe illness or disability in children under 5 years of age, such as acute respiratory tract infections including pneumonia, diarrheal diseases, meningitis, sepsis, malaria, measles, ear infections, malnutrition and anemia. That actually this covers almost all the diseases involving the death and disability in this part of the world. So acute integrated management of childhood illnesses therefore is not comprehensive pediatrics, but focuses on children health priorities under 5 years of age. So that's all for today. I will go and take biscuits and cup of tea. I hope you will also enjoy your meal whenever you are listening to me. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Stay blessed. See you next time.